And the reason I'm doing this quick short is, number one, I wanted to give it a try. I've never done it before. And number two, I wanted to remind everybody just to remember what you hold. You know, Gensler's suing everybody, suing every exchange. He's going to go crazy, but wow. But it's a conspiracy, folks, all to shake us out, to shake the little guy out. So know what you hold and don't let go. So hold out, don't let them push you out. And that's all I got. I'm DK Will.
And when we see price action like this, it's probably time again to remember what we hold. That was an excerpt from my very first short I ever did back in June of 2023. And today, I'm going to cover some information that will help us to remember just what we hold. Let's do this.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
I always find it amusing to see that Bitcoin News is acquiescing and recognizing that XRP research signals that XRP is advancing toward institutional maturity with XRPL and the RLUSD expansion. We're going to show some details of that expansion in this video because, as this article states, XRP is accelerating into global finance's spotlight, more so Ripple is, as institutional adoption surges fueled by the XRPL innovation, RLUSD expansion, and growing regulatory clarity, with analysts projecting imminent ETF approvals and sustained dominance across compliant high-speed blockchain infrastructure worldwide. We're going to show just some quick tidbits of how this infrastructure that Ripple has been building is doing just that, gaining institutional traction. It says XRP has emerged as the strongest performer in the digital asset market, breaking records and cementing its role as a leading institutional grade cryptocurrency. No, it's not a meme coin. It's not a store of value. It does something. Research firm Masari published its quarterly community report, State of XRP Ledger Quarter 3 2025, on the 28th of October, highlighting XRP's dominant market performance, growing institutional traction, and expanding regulatory alignment. This report framed XRP's momentum as a clear signal that the asset is maturing into a cornerstone of compliant, high-speed blockchain infrastructure for global financial markets. Can you say all the money, boys and girls? And that's what we're going to show here in this video. We're going to talk about some of the stages of progression that Ripple is doing quietly behind the scenes, heard only by those of us who are probably invested in XRP and those of us who are also paying attention and trying to share it with others. I'm DK Will, and I'm going to share it with you.
And if you like the content I'm providing, please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, and then come back for more DK Will Talk About It.
So let me help you know what you hold. And this is on their webpage, Modernize Your Financial Infrastructure with Ripple. I've mentioned many times in my prior videos highlighting Swift's role in this matter, as well as the ISO 20022 implementation that's coming along soon here in November on the 22nd and 23rd. Here you can see it on Swift's website. It talks about a coexistence period where ones can decide to enable ISO 2002 for cross-border payments. It also gives a direct reference to when that's going to happen, and the coexistence period is scheduled to end on the 22nd. The smart companies are getting ready, and Ripple is one of them. So let's see how Ripple has been modernizing their financial infrastructure to be able to handle everybody else's. Back in May of 2023, Ripple took on the crypto custody market with Medico. They're taking on crypto custody market and excited to announce its acquisition of Medico, a Swiss-based provider of digital asset custody and tokenization technology. And we know that the entire system is heading towards tokenization. They're going to tokenize stocks, real estate, everything. They're going to be able to run the stock markets 24/7 because of tokenization. And also, you're going to be able to buy stocks that you normally couldn't afford, at least portions of them, the same way you buy Satoshis, and the same way you may have some drops of Ripple up to 8 decimal points. And Medico is a Swiss company that designs institutional digital asset management solutions. They deliver a complete orchestration platform for digital assets in banking, the most secure and agile digital asset vault for self custody, and a single entry point to the broadest universe of trusted custodians. Trusted custodians. With our solution, you can tokenize and manage the full life cycle of asset tokens with a complete smart contract framework supporting equities, bonds, derivatives, and other asset classes. Trade without limits as we have connectivity with 50 plus exchanges, brokers, and market makers. Well, then, in June of 2024, Ripple paved a compliant path forward. They closed on standard custody acquisition and appointed Jack McDonald as Senior Vice President of Stablecoins. The closing of this acquisition adds a limited purpose trust company regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services to its licensed portfolio. That's one of the toughest areas and markets you can be in. Ergo, New York Stock Exchange, which includes nearly 40 money transmitter licenses through the US, as well as a major payment institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. That's in one of my very old videos, way back when I started. And a virtual asset service provider registration with the Central Bank of Ireland. Yes, it's going global, folks. And to aid in that global expansion and keep Jack McDonald, Senior VP of Stablecoins, at work, Ripple issued RLUSD. They were authorized to mint 10 quadrillion Ripple USD stablecoins to aid in real-time payments and easy fiat to stablecoin on-off ramps. To be able to hold, buy, trade, tokenize USD on-chain with the stablecoin that's held to higher standards and no reservations about our reserves. That's where standard custody came in because, see, RLUSD was issued by Standard Custody and Trust Company, a wholly owned subsidiary of Ripple Labs. Taking another step forward, they then enlisted the services of Bank of New York Mellon to custody their Ripple USD reserves. Standard Custody is going to issue, and then Bank of New York Mellon is going to custody Ripple's reserves. But wait, there's more. In April of 2025, Ripple acquired the prime broker Hidden Road for $1.25 billion, one of the largest deals in the digital asset space. RLUSD becomes the first stablecoin to enable efficient cross-margining between digital assets and traditional markets, reinforcing its position. Hidden Road is to migrate post-trade activity across the XRPL, demonstrating its potential as the go-to blockchain for institutional decentralized finance. Hidden Road has a strong business, clearing $3 trillion annually. That's $3 trillion annually across markets with more than 300 top institutions. We know that that acquisition eventually turned into Prime. It's prime time. Ripple closes Hidden Road acquisition to bring prime brokerage into the digital age. That's an October 24 announcement where Ripple Prime, the global multi-asset prime brokerage. Can you see what you hold? And lest we forget, let's remember that this Hidden Road transition to Prime, they made it known that Ripple's Prime's business has grown by 3x, 3 times, and additional growth for new and existing customers is expected. That would be 3 times that original $3 trillion that was referenced here. So that's what's happening behind the scenes. But wait. There's more. Ripple also acquired Rail for $200 million, expanding leadership in stablecoin payments. What role does this play? This acquisition will boost Ripple's standing as a leader in the digital asset payments infrastructure. Ripple Payments offers a broad payout network, market-leading digital asset liquidity, and a kit of more than 60 licenses to manage customers' payment flows compliantly. Rail adds to Ripple's capabilities with virtual accounts and automated back office infrastructure, streamlining operations. But it ain't over yet. Ripple also broke into corporate treasury with its $1 billion acquisition of G Treasury. G Treasury, the global leader in the treasury management system. And this deal marks significant expansion for Ripple, immediately opening up the multi-trillion-dollar corporate treasury market and access to many of the largest and most successful corporate customers. G Treasury brings over 4 decades of experience supporting treasury operations for the world's most recognized brand. This acquisition is a watershed moment for treasury management. We have focused on providing the most compliant and feature-rich solutions to corporations around the globe. Now, by joining Ripple, we are accelerating our vision from managing capital to activating it, says the CEO of G Treasury. Activating, unlocking idle capital. The Nostra Vostra accounts are not too far behind, folks, because many international companies do that. G Treasury's platform is recognized for industry-leading risk management and foreign exchange solutions, alongside compliance and audit frameworks that meet the highest standards. This is the third major acquisition in 2025 alone, following the purchases of prime broker Hidden Road and stablecoin platform Rail. Can you say all the money? It underscores the company that is Ripple's strong balance sheet and leadership position in the market. This deal is expected to close in the coming months, subject to regulatory approvals, announced last month. Yes, Ripple ain't playing around. Can you say that about a store of value like Bitcoin? Can you say that about a meme coin like Shiba Inu? So when you see movement like this, folks, it doesn't mean anything but what I've been telling you all along. They're trying to get you out of the way and discourage. But like I said in my introduction from the short that I did 2 years ago.
And the reason I'm doing this quick short is, number one, I wanted to give it a try. I've never done it before. And number two, I wanted to remind everybody just to remember what you hold. But it's a conspiracy, folks, all to shake us out, to shake the little guy out. So know what you hold and don't let go. So hold out, don't let them push you out. And that's all I got.
Know what you hold. And then get your gorilla grip and hold on. Like Brad Garlinghouse said, lock in. You're in the right place. So I hope that helps you to see that this movement means nothing. It only means something to the uninformed. But you've been informed, because that's what I do here at DK Will Talk About It. And I talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.